Yeah. So it's like the way I had to make that is like, you know, I don't know if it translates to anybody else. Like when you're trying to find something in the garbage, you can't find it in the garbage. Like if you're walking down the street, you're like, oh fuck, like there's a fucking chair I like. And then you see like 9 of them. It's like when you get a new car, you see that car everywhere.
Yeah, that's like exactly. In New York, that's like you'll be looking for a cab. You'll see like 20 open cabs, and then when you need one, you can't find one.
And then when you're looking to like
find a folding chair.
Make a folding chair art lamp, you can't find it anywhere. Dude, I walked around my block for like 10 days. I'm like, someone's going to throw out a fucking shitty chair. Someone's going to throw out a chair.
That's like the folding chair.
Yeah.
I think if you run across that not looking for it, it's good luck. But going to try to find something like that, I would imagine it'd be hard because all the chairs that the universe will throw at you will be like an office chair.
Yeah.
Or like a child's chair.
Yeah, you don't want any of that shit. And I did find, I started laughing because one time I found like a small baby folding chair. I'm like, that would be funny. Just like what he's like, I fucking laid out a toddler.
Dude, I fucking know an Extreme Rules match with a kindergartner.
It was a fucking Texas death match, and this fucking baby was going down.
Loser takes a nap. They're like, I will not.
Dude, walking is like, loser leaves preschool tonight.
Loser finds out Santa isn't real. Tonight at the ECW arena. I'm gonna tell you right now. Little kids cutting promo. You're a mean person.
I know that I'm not on the naughty list, you fucking pussy. He's like, bro,
I'm gonna put cooties on you.
Dude,
cooties is the best. If you were a child wrestler and your finishing move wasn't called cooties,
dude,
hits him with the cooties.
Child wrestling, the Indian rug burn on the fucking, just like, oh my God, he's setting him up.
He's like,
got him again.
Tapping.
Dude, they raise the arm and it goes down.
He's got him in a noogie. He's giving him a noogie.
Back out, King. I've never seen a noogie like that before, King.
Children wrestling moves.
Dude, just having 2 kids beat the shit out of one another.
That would be fun. If you have children and you're watching this and they wrestle, definitely start throwing in some JR on it.
Dude, I wrestled all through my like childhood into middle school.
Oh man, so there's a lot of pictures of you doing this.
Dude, I have so many just
here's the thing. I wrestled too and I sucked.
Yeah.
When I was like
You sucked?
Dude, 5 to 7. I was a sweet boy. I didn't have.
You were baby face. You were face.
I was so face. I was a manager that I couldn't even.
You were the Jimmy Hart of midget wrestling.
Oh man, look out! When they'd grab me, I'd be like, "Oh no! Oh come on, baby!" I just remember wrestling, and then like that's the first time in life you bump up against kids that are like aggressive.
Yeah,
where they're like, "I'm gonna fuck you up," and you're like. But we're WWE.
No, we gotta be,
because I loved wrestling, and my mom was like, "All right, try it out. It's different than professional wrestling. It's like real." And then I just remember the first time a kid took me down, and I was trying to get up, and he just wouldn't stop. And you're like, "Stop!" That frustration of it's the first time I felt like a bitch, and I was maybe 6 years old.
Oh, dude, that is the worst. Is getting manhandled at 6 by another 6-year-old.
And the saddest moment was like my parents broke up when I was like 5 or 6. My dad had left, and I remember my coach being like teaching us locks, like how to lock or whatever. And he goes, "This is a good lock. When you go home tonight, have your dad try to break your lock." And I had to do that thing where I was like, "I don't have a dad." Oh, and I just remember that coach. It was the first time an adult was like, "Oh shit, man!" It was so many firsts. Wrestling was so many firsts of sad shit in my life,
dude. I was on a wrestling team, and I swear to God, my coach, Doug Wonder, told a kid before he went on the mat, he's like, "Look, you know your mom and dad are going through some shit right now. Use it." Just put him out.
I would have loved that.
It's like, fuck.
I would have loved that. I would have loved if someone had been like, "You're dead," but I was just like, "No, he's coming back." I was still in
you
that
had the
stage.
delusion.
So I was like, "Well, I can't try it right now, but maybe every other weekend."
Dad, I learned this new lock. When are you coming back?
Yeah, it was, and then wrestling though, specifically wrestling, I saw the difference of like, I think probably then in my head I was like, I'm not going to be a good athlete.
Yeah,
I don't have the thing that's like.
You don't have the moxie.
I don't. Whatever you want to call it.
Wait, how tall were you when you wrestled? You're like a big dude.
but I didn't get big until I was like 16. So I was just I was a bobblehead.
Yeah.
I just had a giant head and a skinny body. And then like kids
Those are the worst wrestling kids. Those are the worst.
My head would hit the mat, and then my body can't move.
You can't move. You're just floundering like a fish.
And I'm like, I have some athleticism, but there were kids 5 or 6 when they start, they're like good.
Yeah.
Like kids are, so you were probably good at wrestling.
I was so full of aggression.
Yeah.
I was if you were a babyface, I was the fucking Undertaker, dude.
Dude, watching those kids was so impressive. Just watching them get in there, and like, there were always kids with good buzzed heads. They always had buzzed heads, and then they started wearing the headgear early, and you're like, why are you wearing that headgear? And then they would just beat the living. You know what? I wasn't a babyface, dude. I was the Brooklyn Brawler.
You were a jobber, dude.
I was a jobber.
You were a jobber.
I was 100% a jobber when I was 5 and 6
You were
years old.
enhancement talent. Is what you were.
I would get in there, they'd be like, how does he move? I'd be like, fast and aggressive.
Yeah.
I'm scared of him. I was just scared of kids named like Jason.
Dude.
Where they're like, Jason's pretty good at wrestling.
You know what?
Like,
another fucking
or a Colby.
harsh name, AJ.
Yeah.
AJs would fucking destroy you.
And then that buzzed head just mushed into your face, and you're like, ugh, Dude,
Mike Lebo, this kid on my team, he was such a good wrestler that he didn't even wear like the issued singlet.
Oh my God.
He had his own singlet.
BYOS?
Dude, BYOS American flag. American flag singlet.
You know that kid's getting hit at home.
That kid is just a monster.
That kid can take an adult beating.
Dude, without a doubt. And you saw his dad weeping in the corner. Like, if he had a bad match, he's like, he's going to take it out on me when I get home.
Gift and a curse not having a dad there.
Dude.
Gift and a curse. Could have been a better wrestler, but had none of that pressure.
Dude, I always felt because like my mom and dad were divorced, and my dad would like come to matches.
Was wrestling the thing that like you guys did together?
Like, my dad would like show, like we would go like every weekend or every other weekend or whenever he was available to see us. He would like, but like we would talk about it. He's like, how's the matches going? I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good. I think I'm gonna. He's like, no, man. He's like, if those kids get in your face, like he taught me. My dad again taught me 3 illegal moves to do in wrestling.
Grab their balls, poke their eyes.
No, dude. The one thing you do is called ramming. You take someone's head and you push it up against your forehead, and you hold them there while you move them around.
Oh, because they're concentrating.
The whole time you're just slamming your head into their forehead.
Psycho move.
It is so intimidating.
That is such a psycho move, and I'm telling you, I'm the person who would absolutely work on.
Dude, it's like it's psychological warfare.
What is he doing?
Dude, and the other thing is when someone, like you roll someone over, you have them on their back, you dig your chin into the top of their spine.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I remember, I've had that done to me.
That's like another, like, it's like no go.
Because I am the one that's going, ow!
Yeah.
Hey!
You were the screechy wrestler.
Ow! Dude, I remember this kid on my team's dad, I like lost, and in a way that I was so frustrated because I was like, I started to try, and it actually helped me build up my aggression because I was an angry little boy.
Of course.
But when you tap into that, I like would win match. I started winning matches, and I was like, okay, I'm not a complete failure at this. And then this kid fucking just destroyed me in a tournament. Like I won a match, and then got like blown out. Maybe had one.
What match? You won the first match, and then the second match you were out. Damn, dude.
Second match, and he was like, "You go into a loser's bracket." Or whatever. But I just remember this kid absolutely destroying me, and me getting like frustrated, and you don't know how to breathe, so you start like crying, and you're like, yeah. And I just remember this kid's dad, who was a Taekwondo instructor in our town or whatever, being like, "Are you crying? Why are you crying?" I just remember this guy, and I remember being 6 years old and being like, "What, dude?" Like it stopped me, and I was like, looked at him like,
"Yo,
what's your deal, guy?
Knock it off."
I'm a child.
No, dude, there was no crying. Also, when you said losers bracket, so they I don't think they call it the losers bracket anymore.
I mean, that's what it was called.
But it was,
and that's
called
what it was.
But there was also like I remember coaches saying pussy bracket.
Oh.
The pussy bracket, and like it just got around to kids. You're like, "No, dude, you're in the pussy bracket."
And then you win the pussy bracket.
Yeah,
you're like, "Hello, boys."
Yeah, you get a fucking sash.
Yeah, I'm the
like,
ladies' champion. Yeah, it was wrestling was like the first thing into when you don't have a dad and you're just around like your mom all the time, being thrusted into an aggressive sport. So I wrestled maybe like 5 to 7, maybe 5 to 8, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna play soccer and baseball."
That's usually dude, there was a lot of kids who you could tell that their like moms were like, you don't have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
You don't do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Get out there, meet some boys, do boy stuff.
And those were the kids I would roll.
Dude, those are the kids.
So I was like, I wasn't shitty enough to be the bottom of the barrel. It's actually worse. I was shitty enough to pick on to be like, I'm gonna wrestle that guy in practice.
I'm gonna take that guy out.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the weird nerd.
You just go for
and then you look good. You're just looking for the coach to approve you.
You see what I did there?
Yeah. Then they put you in the circle with the real kid, and you're like, shit.
It's like, all right, Dan, you were doing good in the cerebral palsy bracket.
Yeah.
You were doing real good out there.
Pin the kid with no legs. Here comes a real kid.
Yeah,
and you're
just
like,
watch your shit.
You see that shaved head, and you're like, here it comes.
The other move that my dad, do you know what, like a crossface, but if you like balled your fist kind of like this, you could like punch someone in the face.
Oh my God.
And it was like if you got caught, you were in big trouble. But if you were real quick about it, you'd be like, I was just moving my arm.
So there's adult men out there.
Yes. I know exactly where you're going.
That to this day, you are their like origin story.
Dude,
you like
without a doubt.
There's like this guy pulled illegal moves and he beat me and I was trying to do it the right way. And now this guy's like a heroin dealer. He's like, that's what I learned, that rules don't mean anything.
Yeah. They don't mean anything, dude.
And now I hot pack my heroin with,
Imagine being in 6th grade just ripping a heater like, all bets are off.
Brother,
this is fucking no rules.
Brother, there ain't no other side.
Let me tell you about fucking life, pussy.
This kid Ryan with a shaved head dug it into my face and then grabbed his chin in my spine. Yeah, that is, man, I was glad. Because then by the time I started playing football at 11, I had gone through baseball and soccer, which are less aggressive.
Yeah.
And then
less aggressive.
So when I went to football, I was like, this is the level of aggression I like. And then as it got older, I was like, oh, and I'm bad at this.
Yeah. I found out I was bad at like every other sport.
Yeah.
I was bad at I've been
bad at everything in my life except bullshitting.
Yeah, there you go.
I was bad at work, but I was good at making my coworkers laugh.
Without a doubt.
So that's why this is like, let's hope podcasting sticks around for a while.
Dude, I've been fired from almost every job I've ever had, but I've been rehired back to jobs because they're like, yeah, that Shaner guy did almost burn this building down. Yeah. But you know what? He is a cheeky guy.
He's a fun guy.
He's fun to have around.
Yeah, wrestling, it's good to suck at stuff.
Yeah.
Young.
But that was the only time though with wrestling. It was the only time in my life where I ever won a championship. I was 5 years old.
Nice.
And I won the Springford Area School District Wrestling Tournament in my weight class.
Do you remember the day?
Yes, I fucking do.
Do you remember the post-tournament celebration?
Dude, we went to Pizza Hut.
Oh, and old school
Pizza Hut.
Did it have the red roof?
Dude, the red roof.
Oh.
The frosted red glasses.
Oh.
I got a personal pan pizza.
Oh, did you go to the salad bar at all?
Dude, I walked past that salad bar and said, nah. I was like, no.
It was good, though.
I want to sit down in this booth. And then lord over my mother and my brother, just like wearing my medal still. Just like, you see me.
Were there any, oh my God,
Dude.
Were there any like movie rentals or video game rentals?
So we went back home.
Yeah.
So we had a Sega Genesis.
Great.
Oh, no. This is when I was 5. So we had a Nintendo.
Okay.
And I remember like we didn't, like West Coast Video was the only place to rent games.
Okay.
But my mom had secured, because like it was almost a shoo-in that I was going to win.
Damn.
Because
you were the favorite.
Dude, there were kids, like, keep in mind, I was 5. Keep in mind I was 5. These kids did not weigh very much.
That's why it sucks.
They were not very skilled.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's
but I
why
had all the aggression.
But that's why it's worse to suck at a sport at 5 or 6, because you're like, we don't even know our motor functions.
Dude,
I'm finding out I'm unathletic as I'm finding out how to do stuff.
Dude, I was out of control. Yeah. And like I remember like
you just mush kids.
I suplexed a kid.
Damn.
I suplexed a kid and he hit his head so hard on the mat that his nose bled.
Oh my!
And then they stopped the mat because like as soon as the kid starts bleeding, they stop it.
Yeah.
But I walked off the mat like I like looking at her like, did everybody see that?
If you're that kid's dad,
see that?
You're looking for your dad,
dude.
If you're that kid's dad, you're like looking to see who celebrated to be like, who the fuck made this thing?
Yeah, dude. And my dad was just in the bleachers smoking like, but my dad, and it translates to me like, with sports especially, I don't get excited when I win. I get stoic, like that's what I was supposed to.
Yeah,
do.
I was programmed.
Did you
to
see
win.
that? I'm not fucking celebrating. I'm like, you're goddamned right.
I wheeze till I pass out.
Dude,
I'm so overjoyed.
Seriously,
I'm like a fainting goat when I win. I'm like,
no, dude.
Yeah.
I never, dude.
I lock up. I completely lock up. We won the Aurora Invitational soccer.
Oh, damn, good.
Shout out Cobras.
Damn, dude.
And
Yo, you
honestly,
had a name like Cobras?
Dude, we were Cobras. Orange and green were our colors.
Dude, we were the Wildcats.
That's great.
Dude.
But we beat dude, first off, there was a team, my friend Jason was on it, in the tournament called the Terminators. Come on. What a name. The fucking Terminators. And we were like, I think we were like 9. You're like, there was the dinosaurs. Shout out John. Shout out John quickly. Shout out dinosaur.
Dude, you know one kid would be like, let's be dinosaurs. You know one
because everyone knows boys under 10 have dino fetishes.
It's all we have, dude.
It's all we have.
It's all we have.
Dino fetishes. The same energy that
but
goes
not a specific dinosaur.
The energy that goes into dinosaurs when you're under 10 goes into pussy when you're older.
Without a doubt.
That's like the direct translation.
You have one mode. But that's how you know.
A triceratops is like a chick with double D's. Where you're like, oh,
you lose it. And you're
just triceratops.
You're just putting your head on
the She's sick.
Oh, she's sick. It was my favorite when I was a kid. It's my favorite now.
But it was like dinosaurs, Terminators. Yeah, and then we were the Cobras.
Dude,
great name.
That is sick.
Great name.
That is sick.
If you were going with something like the Cougars, get an imagination.
Yeah, you suck if you have the Cougars.
But we were in the Aurora Invitational, so it was like our league and then like other leagues in Aurora, and we won it. And I got the winning assist.
Whoa, so dude, that's sick.
I kicked it across the goal and he kicked it in, and I was so overjoyed that I couldn't breathe. I was like, oh,
dude. You just you got a black and white photo of you somewhere, like just doing that. Dude, you can ride that forever.
I remember being like, I got the winning assist. You know how sad it is when you're overjoyed? It's not hockey. You're not going for points where you're like, I got an assist.
Yeah, but you were still part of the team. Dude.
I was.
You were still part of the team.
I was. And then I went on and I stopped playing soccer and I played football and only won 1 game out of 3 seasons in middle school.
Dude.
Where we got beat. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm a jobber. I'm a total jobber.
But you were there, though. You were putting in time. That's what you have to...
I learned how to take abuse. Yeah. Which is great for comedy. It was like, I didn't realize me losing in sports was Conan's The Wheel. You know, in Conan where he pushes the wheel and then it shows him long-haired and jacked.
Yeah.
That was me after having so much disappointment that I was like...
See, I got disappointed in high school when I realized that, like... So I stopped wrestling when I was in 8th grade because that's when it like became like making weight.
Dude, it gets real.
When it gets real.
So that's crazy because it got real for me when I was 6, and then it gets real for you at fucking 13. For me, I was like, damn, dude, these shaved head boys got aggression, and then like for you, you're like, I'm not going to lose weight to wrestle.
Dude, I remember that's when I discovered also drinking. I was like, I do not need to do.
Dude, if you're a bad kid in your wrestling, that's got to be tough.
Dude, it is because it's like it's so much discipline, which I wanted no parts of.
None.
I also wanted no parts of like Saturday practices.
Dude,
like,
and they would
fuck your ass, dude.
In wrestling practice, it's just conditioning.
It's all it is. It's repetition,
conditioning.
Getting there every day, rolling on the mat for like 3 hours straight. Then
they'd have to clean it so there's no ringworm.
Dude, you'd have to roll the mats. And they smell like piss and shit. And it's like the worst time. And I was like, when I got 13, I was like, I'm never doing this ever again.
Yeah. It's so...
No thanks.
When I find out, like, Mike Vecchione wrestled.
Which makes sense.
And then you see how he's still disciplined like that.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I watch him exercise and I'm like, that is almost like a military discipline.
There are dudes who are still like that in my hometown.
It's crazy.
Even when they're pumping gas.
They're just like, they still like, I wake up and I run 3 miles. I got a tank on me.
Dude, that is wild.
With football, I remember football practice, we would start watching them. Wrestling practice would start like midway through football season.
Yeah.
And you would watch the wrestlers, and some football players wrestled, and they would go and train with the wrestlers and be in better shape at the end of the season.
Yeah.
than all of the guys that just played football, because we were like, oh, you're running stairs every morning,
dude,
at like 6 in the morning
with the trash bags in the sweatsuit. What the fuck are you doing?
They were carrying each other up the stairs. I remember seeing that and being like, yeah, I'm gonna watch WWE. But when I'm gonna watch Stone Cold drink beers after he stuns Mr. McMahon.
That was the problem. That was the main problem. Professional wrestling did not translate into my like middle school wrestling career. No. And I was so all about it. And I remember just thinking like, I can't compete with this. I have to go fucking try and scheme on chicks like right now. Like I remember thinking like Saturdays, like that's my pussy getting time. Yeah. Like I can't get anything.
I got to make some calls.
Like I have to do everything here.
God, and then I was bad with women. Man, I really just kept losing.
Dude, but that was where like it wasn't until middle school where I found out that skill is paramount. Crazy will only get you so far. Because I tried to make up for my
fun. You had the win at 5. You racked up some wins after that. You know, you were like good.
Well, that was the whole thing. Is like the worst part was winning that tournament and feeling like a fucking beat. Like, dude, I remember I rode that for like a year. I would wear, because they give you a T-shirt that says like Spring Forward Area Champion, and I would wear it all the time. I grew out of it. Like I'm 5, so I'm like growing as much as I could.
Kids championship belts.
Dude, if I could come into a mat and just like hold it up and just like smell the air.
Come on.
Like, are you fucking nuts?
Listen, wrestling, I know that you're a legitimate sport. All right, Greco-Roman, and I'm talking to you freestyle. I understand you're both legitimate sports. Where's the belts? It's right there. Borrow a little from your carnival cousin, pro wrestling. Bring in belts.
A belt would be sick. That would be the sickest thing in the world.
NFL players started doing it. Baseball players started doing it. Everyone started.
Awesome.
Championship belts. Dude, that's how you should give promotions.
Without a doubt.
That's how you should give.
Dude, I also thought about like how great would it have to be like a fucking pinky ring as a 5-year-old with like your championship ring.
Just like that right
there.
You
see that?
Yeah, I won that back in 1988.
Yeah,
you're like, you were born in 83. You're like, I know.
You're on the pump swings. You're like, hey, what's up, girl?
Hey, hello, ladies. 2 championships.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, back to fucking back.
I don't know. You ever heard of that? You know what that does? That tells me I'm not gross. That's what that tells me.
Yeah. I'm the cooling tower champion.
By the way, when I send you a note, you're going to want to check yes. As far as do you like
me? There's no maybe. You don't even put a maybe.
You just one box that says of course.
You're fucking right.
And it's a Polaroid of you holding your rings together.
Dude.
That answer is of course.
Dude, I fucking was so pumped. I like.
Oh my god, dude! That's got to be such a high.
It is because
I got treated. I was given candy and video game rentals
for
losing so bad.
Yeah,
that was
another thing too. I never wanted that. I never wanted pity.
Our average loss in middle school football was 28 points.
Man.
We lost in 6th grade.
Man.
And I've done this as a bit, and I think it bums the audience out too much. When we were in 6th grade, Spartan Gold, you can look it up, AYL, we lost to the Warriors 116-0.
You're fucking kidding.
Dude, to the point.
How is that even possible?
I don't know.
How is that even possible?
I'll tell you, we all sucked.
Yeah, everybody had to suck. Were you wearing the helmets backwards? Dude, what the fuck were you doing?
I had no business playing offensive line, and I was the center, and we were 11. So there were kids that were finding out they had athletic talent mixed with their aggression.
Yeah.
Which that makes them good.
Without a doubt.
And they were just like, every play, they would either take the ball back or sack us or pick it. Because like their line is just bleeding through ours.
Without a doubt.
And our quarterback, Thomas, is just throwing the ball in the air. And then the kids in the backfield are like, well, I'll pick that and run it in for 7. Dude, I remember after that game just being like, I don't know if I like football.
Yeah, there's got to be a time you lose so bad that you're like, this is not for me anymore.
I remember the one time I tried to be a leader.
Oh, yeah.
We were down like...
Did you try to give like a rousing speech? You fucking... I knew it! I knew it. Did you just like, guys, I fucking know!
Dude, they told me...
Throw the helmet
down? My coach told me to shut up. We were up... I swear to God, this is real. We were down like... We were down like... Anybody that played Spartan football can tell you that this is a true story. We were down like 35-0 at halftime.
That's a hard fucking day.
And I went, come on, guys. If they can score 35 points, we can score 35 points. And my coach goes, shut up, Soder. And then just...
Dude, the rousing speeches are the fucking best.
Yeah, bad motivational.
Bad motivational. Dude, just
movies only show the good ones.
They only show the good ones where everyone just like comes together.
Oh, dude.
But like I've been at like high school sports like games and like been where like, you know, the fences and you can see the sidelines and there's one guy like, all right, guys.
Oh.
All right. I want you to look at the scoreboard right now.
See, that's the funniest thing was when my high school team was okay. I sucked in high school. I sucked in high school. Surprise. I sucked in high school too. But I could hit because I had aggression.
Yeah.
Because people around me were dying. So I wanted to take that out.
You have to, it has to go somewhere.
So I was decent at hitting. I wasn't like amazing, but I could pop. And so I was good at like special teams. I was good at kickoff team and I was a good backup linebacker. But I was funny. And that was like what saves your ass.
Yeah.
If you're bad at sports. If you're funny.
You goof around.
You're the goofy guy. Dude, if you're goofy,
good time with the guys.
They love you. So my one of my best friends, Danny, was like captain of the team. This was our junior year. Captain of the team, played offensive line, was injured.
Yeah.
So he was still like, come on, guys, you know, giving speeches.
Yeah.
He was good at it.
That's great.
Danny was good at it. We're getting fucking crushed by Cherry Creek.
Nobody ever wants to hear that ever.
They're like the stereotypical rich parents. They're all good at sports.
Dude, Cherry Creek is such a rich fucking name. Like where are you from? And Cherry Creek.
And it's almost stereotypical. I grew up across the reservoir.
Oh,
I grew up in Aurora across the reservoir. And this is my junior year. And we're losing, I shit you not, I think it's 42-0 at halftime. We're getting fucking annihilated. And you know how they pass out orange slices or whatever?
Yeah.
I'm old kickoff team, Danny Sodes, and I'm like just chilling, you know. And I told Shane Gillis this story, and he's like, as someone that played football, he's like, that is hilarious. I grabbed the bag of oranges, and I'm just munching oranges, and we're getting crushed. And there's other bags of oranges, but it's clearly short, and everyone's like, where the fuck are the oranges? And Garape's injured, but he's in his jersey, and he's given that like, you know, like watching out over the locker room. And I put in an orange, and everyone goes, where are the oranges? And I make eye contact with Garape, and I just smile with the orange in my mouth. And he has a very distinguished laugh. And he's like, ah! And just one of my favorite laughs I've ever gotten in my life. Just me opening my mouth, and I just had a bag of oranges. I was just camping on a bag of oranges. And I was like playing, I'd maybe run down the field 3 times. Once, because we didn't fucking score. Kickoff team, you only got on the field once.
Dude, I wasn't there for it, but I had heard, and like I remember, like you ever hear about something so funny and you were like, you're so mad you missed it because everybody just like lost it.
Oh yeah.
Dude, this kid, Jason Shivak.
Great legal name.
Which also was one of the best, and he was the nicest guy I've ever met. But like, he was one of those guys that was so athletically gifted and talented and strong that like he had to be nice, because if he was a dick, he'd just be murdering everybody.
Yeah, those kids are insane. When you see true athletes,
dude.
What's crazy about Colorado is sometimes you get farm kids that would move, and then you would learn about farm strength.
Dude, those ox kids.
This kid, Nick Mays, he moved to our middle school and was like, oh, he had like cauliflower ear already. Like he was like,
those are the kids you fear like, immediately.
Oh, and he played in the better football league, and everyone's like, yeah, he's like a real problem. And you're like, I'm scared of that child.
Yeah.
At 12 years old, I was like, I never want to, but he was nice.
Of course he was. He was just a nice guy.
He was fun and nice, and you're like, oh, all right, thank God.
But Shivak once, apparently he, like during a wrestling match, he like left, or like he had hid a festive gourd somewhere in the school and then was sitting on the side that was stuffed in his singlet, and it was just like this huge bulging bumpy mass, and he's like, I don't know if I can go on the mat.
That's fun. That's great.
I don't know. And he was like standing up, and the crowd is like, like almost like this is amazing. That
this kid's funny.
He's got
good
it.
at this.
He's beautiful.
Oh my god.
That was the other thing too. He was gorgeous.
God damn.
And you
dude.
couldn't like. It was just like, dude, fuck you.
When you see those kids, like those are the kids that have abs as kids,
Dude.
and they could do standing backflips, and you're like, I'm scared of the basement.
I remember being.
I was just like, Dad doesn't call me, and I'm scared of the basement. I'm fast running up the basement stairs.
Like he's the type of dude.
I was such
do you still do it now?
What's that?
Do you walk fast up the stairs now?
Good luck, dude. Fuck a 40. Clock me running up basement stairs,
Dude.
2 at a time.
That is oh, dude, you skipped the stairs.
It's called closing speed. I'll get the fuck out of there. Or breakaway speed, whatever you want to call it.
Dude, I used to be like, I was afraid of my basement a lot as a kid. Because
I was terrified.
We had an unfinished basement, and then we had a back room.
Yeah.
Which was like, what is that even there for? And my older brother was like, that's where they used to keep slaves in there.
Oh my god.
They used to beat them.
Oh my god.
In that
it was
back
just an unfinished basement, cold and dark.
All the time.
You're like, all the evil lives down here.
Without a doubt. But I used to like, because I was a kid and I was like so petrified of like demons in my house. I'm like, but I had to like show demons, like, if you even try to fuck with me, I would go down in my basement and I would stand in the dark, just like, come on. Like, dude, and then I would like, all right, you guys did it. I was like, you guys got me.
Dude, that is so fucking funny. It completely shows our different personalities. I would like barter with them. I would be like, I hope you find peace and can pass over. Please leave me alone.
Would you bring them sacrifices?
I just want to play Ninja Turtles in the basement. And I feel very spooked right now.
I feel the energy in here.
Garfield, our cat, doesn't like it down here, and I think it's because animals can sense evil.
Dude, I would just like, I would think about like, I bet there's demons in this house.
Oh my god!
And I would go down and I would stand and I would tell my younger brother.
Yeah.
He'd be like,
how were you the oldest?
No, I was I guess the middle, because my mom from my mom's first marriage were my older brother sister.
Okay.
And then
what was the age difference?
So my older brother is like 7 years older than me.
Nice. So he really fucked with you.
Oh, dude, he told me that Terminator 2 was based on a true story.
Yeah.
And I, for the longest time, but I like legitimately was like, you've got to. He's like, dude, you don't even understand. Like,
I love that.
That movie, like when that came out, people were like mad because they're like, don't expose the secrets of like the way it's going to be. And I was
absolutely would have marked out for that.
Dude, I remember being like, you're kidding. He's like, no, dude, you got to understand. In 2032, like, which they already know about, there's going to be robots that like are really taking over. And
here's the thing. He might not be wrong.
Dude, that's the craziest part.
Here's the thing.
I think about it now. I'm like, Mark was on a fucking new level, dude.
You called it.
Dude, you fuck.
2032, now it's 2022.
It'll be 2023 in like 2 weeks.
2023. And they have those dog robots now with guns on their backs that can like move around. Those things become aware
very quickly. And like the part with like, what was it, like a year ago where the guy got exposed talking to the bot on Google?
Yeah.
Who was like, the bot was like, please don't turn me off. I really am scared.
And then Google was like, we're going to
let's never talk about this again.
I always growing up wanted to be John Connor.
Who the fuck didn't?
I will pray to be one of the people on the playground that gets wiped out with her against the fence.
Holding onto the fence.
I always wanted to be John Connor. I will be.
Dude.
Kill me first, dude.
Oh no!
Kill me first. But give me a couple days to smoke cigarettes. I want to come back to cigarettes.
If that scene in Terminator 2 was just like you in the background on a fucking spring
smoking
thing,
smoking a Camel Light again,
like, who's that
10
guy?
years. Judgment Day's coming, baby.
Everybody playing with their kids, and you're just like, yeah, I'm just waiting for that fucking bomb.
I'm like watching Sarah Connor shake that fence. I'm like, you crazy bitch, get out
shut
of here.
up. Run, you dumbass.
Skynet's aware, and we're all about to go see our dad.
Dude, I was, he told me that Terminator 2 is based on a true story.
Best little brother move I've ever heard. And he also, possibly, again, it might pan out.
He also told me that the drummer from Def Leppard lost his arm by an alligator attack.
And I also, how is Def Leppard not your favorite band after that?
I told, like, it was one of those things where you get a piece of information and you're like, I have to like you honestly feel like a whistleblower.
Yeah,
You're like, I have to tell everybody. I have to tell everybody.
You're Russell Crowe in that movie. You're like, I gotta go on 60 Minutes.
I was like, I don't know who the fuck doesn't know this or why they don't know us, and what is the government really keeping from us right now?
Do you remember that when it was like just stories would spread?
Yeah.
Like before internet, you were like,
dude,
you would hear a story from a kid that your cousin plays football with, and you'd be like, well, that's real.
There's no way that why would they lie to me?
I got a source.
That's the thing too, is like kids like are in this realm, like kids always tell absolute truth, whether it is a lie or not. But they're giving it with such verve and dictation. You're like,
it's crazy.
Holy shit.
It's crazy. I do a joke about that peanut butter rumor in middle school, but it's crazy that rumor was in every middle school.
Everywhere.
And then it was pre-internet.
Did you also have the hot dog rumor?
The hot dog thing, we actually found out was true in my high school.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Because sometimes it was.
Because I mean,
and it's real sad.
I think it's like when I think chicks hear that and they're like, ew.
This one girl was just shoving stuff.
Dude, I bet there was one chick who was just like, she's like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God, do I boil it?
Oh my God, do I get it limp?
What do I do?
Just finding out a chick who shoved more than one hot dog.
I wasn't there, but one of my friends was there. Ocular confirmation.
Dude.
And it was like, and the way he talked about it, he goes, it was uncomfortable. And you're like,
that's how you know it's real.
I was like, yeah.
That's how you know it's real.
It was awesome. Everyone was like, ugh.
Yeah, sometimes you see something that is so jarring.
But all those rumors and shit would spread, and kids would have all these stories that were like, these urban myths.
Dude, they're the best.
But you believed them.
You had to. Because that was what was not only entertaining, but also like, it was like a cautionary tale. But it's like how you learned.
There were people that you spread the drummer of Def Leppard thing.
Oh my God.
Who like
totally believed it.
We're like, yeah, it happened.
Totally fucking and they're like, you're kidding. I'm like, dude. But it's also, you have ocular confirmation because you see him without an arm.
Yeah.
And you're like, how else would he lose that fucking arm?
It checks out.
Car accident? No. Alligator attack?
Too real.
Yeah.
Too real.
Actually, it was a T-800 that ripped his arm off from the future.
So he was actually supposed to be terminated, and he got away.
He's the Kyle Reese of music.
And then they lost in a soccer tournament in the Aurora Invitational. What a name, dude.
It was
so jealous of Jason Poyle. He was on the Terminator.
Jason Poyle on the Terminators?
Yeah, he was my buddy.
Dude,
he was my buddy growing up.
That is a fucking. I had some wild ass fucking friends. Dude, this guy named Chris Angle.
Big J always says legal names are the funniest, and he's absolutely correct.
Chris Angle.
You can't make up a legal name. Like when something comes out.
Dude, I went to high school with people you would think that were written by Quentin Tarantino. The names were fucking insane. Buddy Mazanga.
Yeah, dude.
Buddy Mazanga.
Buddy Mazanga. You see that in a script, and you go, get that out of there.
Of course. No,
That's insane.
Dude, the Pigeon sisters. Candy Pigeon and her sister Robin Pigeon. Robin Pigeon.
That sounds like women that sell guns to bounty hunters.
Dude, the Pigeon sisters, do not fuck with
Pigeon sisters will get you fitted. If you're gonna go hunting men, we got some stuff for you.
These girls do not fuck around.
Get some Kevlar and a couple pump action shotguns.
But here's the thing I heard about Candy: 3 hot dogs in her pussy. She will never stop.
She can munch and keep going. She lets them out cubed as little bites. Little bites of hot dog, Kegels them.
That's the only way I'll eat hot dogs from now on. It's like they got to be pussy cubed, and then
pussy cubed.
They got to be pussy cubed.
I need you to pussy cube these.
Yo, girl,
hot dogs are almost ready.
Just going over your friend's house for hot dogs. Their mom's like, what are you doing in there, Miss Jackson?
Miss Briscoe, these are good.
You know why they taste like that?
Yeah.
You know why they taste
years
like that?
That's years of fucking seasoning.
Yeah, they were all C-sected out of me. My pussy's still tight.
Did you play any other sports in high school?
No, I tried. Again, I went out for the football team. I went out for
tryouts?
Yeah, we had tryouts.
My high school was just like pay the athletic fee and you can.
No, we had tryouts, and I remember that was where I again found out that athleticism can you need that. You can't go on crazy.
Yeah,
because everyone's like, yo, Shaner's nuts. He'd be great on the team, and it's like, but he's not very fast.
He doesn't understand things like man-to-man coverage.
He also does not give a shit about the rules at all. Yeah. Like, at all.
There was this guy there was this guy at my high school. We had like the international baccalaureate program. So you get like a lot of like immigrants that wanted their kids to do well would send their kids to our high school because it was like you could get college credits if you did well enough. It's like AP classes and shit, but it was called IB, International Baccalaureate. So we had like a lot of Russian kids that were like first generation American.
You had Russian kids in your high school?
In my high school. We had a big high school. We had like I think like a 3,000 kid high school. So there were like...
Were they big Russian dudes? Were they like Russian dudes?
This kid Boris was a big kid. There was a kid named Boris who, when we started smoking weed, we were in physics together senior year, and he was so high that they were doing this. We didn't smoke with him, but we knew he was high, and me and my friend were high, and we were doing an experiment with it, like tubes where they were making noises, and it was like, whoa, and Boris just goes, he's just sitting by us, he goes, whoa, in class. One of the hardest I've ever laughed in my life. You're like, this crazy Russian kid is stoned off his ass making noises.
I like to get fucked up before school.
Crazy. He had a little bit of an accent, and he was pretty much from America. But this other kid that was quiet, he looked like Khabib without the beard.
Oh, man.
He just looked like that. And then he got jumped in our locker room. Like during gym class, these kids tried to jump him.
Keyword tried.
Tried to jump.
Tried.
Him. There was these 5 kids that tried to jump him.
5?
And he beat the shit out of them. Like, fucked them up. And so our football coach was like, mid-season, was like, this kid's on the football team. Had him come out, but it was like stereotypical. He had a helmet with like a crusty face mask.
Yeah.
Like the bar down the middle. And then he just couldn't.
Yeah, can't do it.
He could fight out of a locker room jumping, but he
couldn't translate on the field.
They were just
couldn't translate on the field.
It was so funny watching the coaches lose faith. Watching Coach Anderson by like the second week be like,
did you ever have in high school? Did you ever have like the secret weapon? Did you ever have those guys, those ringers that like just show up out of nowhere? We had a kid.
Really?
So like there was this thing that like our football team was not very good.
Yeah.
So they were trying to figure out, like they were like going to different sports. Like they went to the soccer team to try to find kids who could kick to get field goals.
Yes.
So we had, like, I remember seeing this kid, Axel Swanson, going.
That's made up.
Who's dead? No, he's dead. He's dead.
God rest.
And
God rest that.
I remember
Fly with the angels.
He was just like smoking cigarettes. Like, where are you guys going? He's like, going to try out for the kick.
And he's just like, just fucking booting
but like everyone's like, oh man, we're gonna fucking win. It's like one of those things where you see a coach like, we got it now.
Yeah. We never got
coming together.
We got this kid that transferred from Maryland. He's from the Baltimore area. 6'6", 330 pounds.
Monster.
His uncle built him up as like, this kid's gonna go D1. We don't want to go to Mullen or Creek. We want to like, I live in the school district. He's gonna go to Smoky Hill. And we were like, before the season, we were all like, oh my God, this is the piece we were missing. He came to a party. I had a fake ID. I was like, I'm going to the liquor store, dude. You want anything? He's like, yeah, let me get a 40. Big white kid being like, yeah, let me get a 40. We went up to this football camp and he got so exposed because it was full contact. We went up there and we were like, oh, this kid sucks.
Yes.
I sucked. And I was like, damn, this kid's worse than I am. And he's massive.
Dude.
He would just be like, I remember the way his football pants didn't fit him. You were like, I don't think you're good at football. They were like soggy. You're like, I don't know. I just don't feel like you're going to be good at football. And he wasn't. He was awful. I remember that kid getting exposed. And then he just like transferred high schools. It was so bad that
he left school.
I don't think he went to high school with us. It was my senior year.
So wait, he showed up your senior year, was there for like a month, and then he fucking bounced?
Did 2-a-days, did this camp, and then sucked, was like injured. Our coaches were like vocally upset with him. They were like very obviously disappointed in him.
Yeah.
And then he just like didn't go to, I don't know. My high school was very big, but I don't remember ever
seeing him. You just never seen him again?
No.
Man, what if the coaches killed him? Just fucking took him aside.
I bet his uncle did, because he was like, I built you up. I built you
You vouch for a kid, you're like, yo, you are going to be the person.
And he was from like Baltimore. So we're like, oh my God, you're coming to Denver from Baltimore? You're from like a big East Coast city, tough kid.
Tough kid.
Man, what a puss.
And then he fucking sucked.
Just shit the bed.
Damn, dude. That's got it. And you know, he like, that's like where you have this like God complex. You're like, I'm coming to a new town.
Yeah. And you think Denver, you're like a bunch of fucking cowpoke.
Idiots. I'm going to go out there and roll on these fucking kids. And they're like, yo, let's play some real football. Like, God damn it. Like,
Dude, he was getting cracked.
Yo, can I just have another 40
He's
again?
like, yo, remember when I was cool at that house party? Push up. And then everyone's like, yeah, then you got lit when the pads went on. That was, dude, that kid was such a disappointment because people were like, he should be going to Mullen.
Dude.
Everyone was like, he should be going to Mullen. Mullen's like a top 25 team in the nation. Like, he should be going there.
Fuck.
And then he just fucking sucked.
Dude, there's nothing worse than like a dude who like talks a big game, like yo, I'm going to fuck this shit up. And then they get popped once and they're like, I can't. I don't like that. Dude, the wincing on a tough kid makes you like disbelieve everything in the world.
Yeah. When you see someone be a fraud,
oh my God.
that's the best. It is the best.
It's great, but it also makes you like, dude.
As an adult, it's frustrating because usually it has to do with finances and other things like that. But when it's an athletic event, you're like, God damn it.
Yeah, dude.
God damn it. I always think, that the best is the Dennis Green meltdown after the Arizona Cardinals lost to the Bears. And he just goes, they are who we thought they were. Okay? And it's like, that's how you feel with people in your life as an adult. Where you're like, what the fuck, dude?
What the fuck did I get into?
Yeah. I mean, relationships are like that.
Oh, without a doubt.
When you're dating someone.
Dude, there are times like where I've started, like, and everyone puts on a facade, like a kind of a borderline facade in the beginning, and you're like, oh, I'm feeling this person out. And then you get 3 months in, you're like, who the fuck
Oh my God.
did I put my dick in?
Oh my God.
And
dude,
why did I do that?
Dating is terrifying.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And like the worst is, especially when I was drinking, like I had this like veil over my face. Yeah. Like I was like,
you're living in your mind. You're living in a music
good.
video. Where
Yeah,
you're
dude.
Like, we're star-crossed lovers.
Yeah, dude.
It's like, no, both of you are alcoholics. And
I really
one of you might be borderline.
I really did believe that like there are certain girls I met like stars align.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. When I was drinking,
Dude,
I'd be
I was like,
do you
what?
feel this love that's bubbling between us?
Dude.
And then you got sober and you're like, damn.
I also was a huge believer, and like again, this is so gay. If I was drinking at a bar and like I made eye contact with the girl and a song started playing as soon as I looked, I was like, there's no way we can ignore this.
Which is funny because then when you get high, like I stopped drinking and just smoked weed, and then I'd be like, oh, are they mad at me? Like it goes from being like, are we in love? Are you about to leave your husband for me? To being like, dude, did I do something? She looks pissed. And she's just like,
no, you have no idea.
Yeah. That's why I love my fiance, but the best part about getting engaged is like, I love this person, and we're like, we did it.
Yeah,
you like,
you figured it out,
hands, and you're like, we get to get out of the lake of shit,
dude. It is wild because I keep thinking like every time, and I keep doing it. I'm such a fucking idiot. Every time I meet somebody, and especially now that I'm sober, I'm like, I'm not gonna fall into these pitfalls anymore.
Yeah, you did.
I'm not gonna do it. And then I meet somebody, I'm like, you are amazing. Wait a minute.
Is this kismet?
Wait, did you just feel that right now?
You kiss like this?
Oh my God, dude. If someone is good at kissing, I'm like, what the fuck? How did I miss you in my life? Dude,
kissing?
I'm such a fruit.
Ew, you're supposed to kiss like this.
No, dude. I'm fucking
good at kissing.
Dude, I'm a bass mouth, dude. I'm just like eating a face.
Did you make kissing noises?
Dude, if they fucking moan while kissing, dude, I lose it. I'm like one of those guys, dude. Or they,
dude, I'm gonna try to moan while I'm kissing like Katie and watch her be like, "What the fuck? What the fuck was that?" I'm gonna try to be like, she's gonna be like, she'll know it's a bit.
Yeah,
that's why I love her. She'll immediately be like, "You're doing a bit."
Dude.
No, I moan
that's
now.
how I do it.
Baby, I'm a moaner.
I'm a moaner.
Baby, booby, baby, I'm a moaner. I moan when I kiss.
Or you make weird noises on purpose when you come. Do you ever do that?
Oh.
It's like, oh.
Whoa. Watch out. You just yell stuff. Watch out.
Watch out.
On your left. On your left. Corner. I yell out restaurant.
Oh, dude, behind. On your left. On your left.
Yeah, give out kitchen commands when you're busted.
Corner sharp.
Corner.
Oh.
Plates.
Dude, I would just yell out all of RoboCop's prime directives.
That's great.
I'm just like, uphold the law.
Uphold the law.
Uphold the law.
Don't know alive. You're coming with me.
Serve the public trust.
Yeah, man. Sober dating right after drinking
it's retarded.
It's jarring.
It's fucking because you thought, like, or at least I did. I thought drinking was like 99% of my problems. Because like I was just no.
You don't realize the house. You're just flooding the house.
Oh yeah, dude.
So when you pull the flood, you're like, well, I gotta pull up. Yeah,
there's still
floor.
Damage. There's still wild damage to the structure.
Everything's warped.
Everything's fucked up. None of my magazines are good. Everything's destroyed.
I might be breathing in black mold.
Yeah, I have black mold in my body completely.
Like, oh man, that's my therapist really did that like montage thing, like in an action movie, you know, where they're like, now the training begins. And you're like, I thought this was a training. But he literally hit me with that 3 months after I quit drinking. He's like, now we can actually get to work. And I was like, what do you mean you actually get to work? He's like, I don't know, your intimacy issues?
No Easy Way Out from Survivor starts
really
playing. You're like, fuck.
There's no easy way. And I'm like, I don't know, I just miss my dad. That's my montage noise.
Dude, there's a lot of you stoically looking out a window in the montage like,
yeah, it was it's jarring when you quit, and especially dating, because you're like, you could feel everything. So every date you go on, you're like, what is this?
I did think that was like, oh no, I'm like more open now. I'm like more open.
Yeah.
Fucking
feeling. Baby.
No, it turns out I'm just still retarded.
Yeah.
Still wildly damaged.
Yeah.
And I feel bad. Like that was another thing too, is like now I feel bad for any woman. It's like, oh, it's not like they're going to be like, oh, I can fix him. It's like, no, he's a good time and he's funny. And like, I don't know if you're ready for all this smoke you're going to have to breathe.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Constantly.
it is. Humans are, you know, I always made that analogy with like dating a hot girl is like having an old muscle car where you see it on the highway and you're like, oh, cool. And then you're like, a lot of upkeep.
Dude.
A lot of upkeep that you're not seeing and a lot of parts that are hard to find.
There are times where
but that's every human.
That is true. And
this is every person.
I try to like, there would be times where like overly attracted women would hit on me. I'm like, this, I can't do.
What is this?
I'm like, what is this?
Are you a stolen car?
Like, what is this? This is too hot for me. Yeah. I was like, let me check the VIN, dude.
I feel
There's
bad.
Nothing on this.
Let me check the VIN number. This thing's hot.
This is hot as fuck.
I feel bad for my fiance because like, I can't imagine living with a comedian that also does voices. Oh, like you have to hear my ill mental health through like Rodney Dangerfield, where he's like, "Hey, my dad'll never love me," you know, like stuff where she's like, "Oh, he can only be intimate, but through voices."
Yeah, that's how he should. Yeah. That's your love language, dude.
I feel like making love, and you're like, please tell me it's Winnie the Pooh. It's got to be annoying.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be annoying to be like, I want to talk to you. And I'm like,
but I can only
the macho man. And she's like, oh, fuck. Oh, God. But people are like, it's got to be so fun to date a guy that's funny or like, and you live with a guy you're funny. You're like, no.
Dude, I
mean, it's fun. Fuck yeah, it's fun. But like, there's a lot of upkeep.
There was a couple times too where like, I would never, like if I started dating someone, it would be like a little bit until I like invited them over to my house. And the only reason is because like all of my weird fucking artwork is like everywhere in the house.
Oh, dude, weird artwork usually for a woman is like, well, I'm on a list of victims.
Dude, there have been times where I've invited one night stands over to my house where they didn't think I lived there. They thought it was like I just had a key to a place.
Like, you want to see a place?
And one time I walked in my house and the chick stood in my doorway like, so do you okay.
Can I get your full legal name?
Yeah. So wait, where am I? Hold on, I have to text my friend right now.
Yeah,
I have to let my friend know.
You probably got a lot of texts of like, help me. There's a man with artwork.
Oh, dude, there was a couple times where like I would just be in the middle of painting something and they're like, what is that? What's that all about?
What's going on?
Yeah, it's like, no, don't worry about it. It's just my inner demons.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just the Skokel Strangler.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
fine. Don't worry. I'm just you're gonna be on a documentary eventually.
All of my artworks have like licenses of people that I fucking murdered. Like, check that out.
This is how she made me feel.
It's like, I want to tell you right now.
These are how each of my trophies made me feel.
All the girls I fucked, the last words I hear is like, you remind me of my mother. It's just like, you fucking
wrestle
bitch.
Me.
You fucking bitch.
Yeah, you make girls put on singlets and wrestle you. I still got that aggression.
It's so many women standing in my living room like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Why are there mats? I'm going to give you ringworm and then I'm going to kill you. I just give them headpieces
like, your ears are going to be so cauliflower.
What are you, about 115, 120?
Yeah, I bet I could take you.
That's what I was in 6th grade.
Funny. How do you feel about fucking putting my chin in your back?
Put this blue strap around your left ankle.
You can't get away. You can't get.
My roommate's gonna score it.
Yeah.
2 on a takedown.
Dude, He was in there just like, huh?
But you just making her put something on her ankle so that your roommate can score it. He's like, all right, great.
He's
Blue,
just like,
red.
I can't get out of here.
Yeah. She's like, this serial killer made me, I had to make weight.
Dude, having your roommate be
I'm going to need you about 5 pounds less.
I make her run up and down the stairs with trash bags. I'm like, get in there.
No bread, no food, no water.
Look, Brittany, you think you're going to get out of this?
Dude, that would be pure. That's the torture serial killers, wrestling torture.
Dude, that's the best way to go. I don't know why we haven't had that.
I mean, I hope this doesn't motivate anyone.
Dude, the ringworm killer would be fucking sick.
God. Did you ever get it?
No, but I knew kids who did.
And then there would be like a lump in their head.
There was one, my buddy Steve, love him to death. He had constant like fucking goiters on his forehead that were so disgusting.
Dude, wrestle kids, when you find out someone wrestles, you're like, I would, if there's a fire, I trust you. Like if something broke out right now, I would look to you.
Yeah. I mean, but I would do that thing like where, like even at like house parties, I would like take charge if like the police showed up. Look, everybody out the fucking back.
Watch out. I'm going to single leg this guy into a half cradle. Push him over. I'm gonna get him.
I just have a cop in a hammer lock. Like, you cannot get the fuck out.
Like,
then I'm getting walled.
Oh, this must be a wrestling
He's
kid.
like, dude, that's another thing too, is like fights I've been in where like like people are like, yo, let's go. I'm like,
dude, I always remember growing up, like when I was young, my mom and dad, my dad would take me to bars or whatever, but my mom would take me to places where they could drink, but it wasn't a bar. And I always remember adults being like, oh, he wrestles? That's good for when he's a teenager if he fights. They always would say that. And I'd be like, what do you, and then the UFC proved that.
We without a doubt.
With all the wrestlers coming up where they're like, this guy's got a wrestling background, so he's great. And you're like, oh yeah, that's what cops should do. They should just go to wrestling teams in high school and be like, become a cop.
Oh, dude.
You'll get to wrestle people.
It is I
guarantee you'll wrestle someone.
Ultimate cop sport is wrestling.
That's how you make that. Should be like the Spartan Academy. Is like just goes right into like the army
right into the police academy right away.
Like, dude, you're like, oh man, you did pretty good at state tournaments. Want to be a cop?
Here, swing this billy club right now.
How do you feel about darker people?
Yeah, I was going to say right now.
Profile
we
them?
saw you on the map putting your knee on someone's neck. We could use
Think you could hold that for 8 minutes? Like, I don't know.
Hold on, let me see how quick you turn off this body cam.
Can you put fentanyl? Yeah. Click it off. Click it off. That's quick, son.
Running up the stairs like,
Can you sound calm when you're physically assaulting someone? Yeah. You go, I'm going to need backup.
How many times can you say ma'am over and over again? Ma'am.
Yeah, dude, that's it. Local police should be recruited out of restaurants.
That's how it goes. All right, can we take some calls? You cool with listening to some messages?
Do some messages.
Gonna go to the calls. Got to check these boys. My head is always too small when I put this fucking... That's another thing I had a problem with.
As a big head, you know immediately to go, crank it out.
Yeah.
Crank it out. Let's go. There it is.
All right.
I want to make sure it's proper.
Dude, that's another thing I have with...
Sorry I care about proper podcasting.
You're so professional.
Sorry I care.
All right.
Hey, Shaner. This is Jay up in Jersey. I was just wondering, do you think black churches have hot communion wafers? All right, I'm going to go fuck myself.
That is one of the funniest things I've ever heard. I'm sorry I didn't give you the reaction you deserved, because if they had flaming hot communion, like if flaming hot Cheetos doesn't get into the communion game,
I don't know what they're doing.
The first time I heard, if I went to a black church and saw that they had flaming hot communion, the first woman I heard to take communion that went, I'd be like, oh, God is real and he is great. God is great.
I think seeing someone dance after eating communion would fuck me up. Like someone just getting like,
and then like the white wife being like, you have water? Is there any water?
Or just seeing a guy sweating like, man, this is fucking wild.
Whoa.
Dude, sriracha wafers?
Oh, man, ghost pepper wafers? Doing hot ones, but with wafers? Believe in Jesus.
You see Priest doing the wafer challenge on fucking TikTok. He's like, all right, so I've got a habanero pickle.
His sleeves right up. He goes, Father, you good to go? He's like, you got any milk?
Damn. He's like, this is pretty fucking good.
Is this the milk of the Lord?
It's like, I couldn't even believe it. Like, I said, I got the idea from Wing Bowl.
That was such a funny question.
That was. I don't know.
That's a question that hits you when you're driving and you're like,
yeah, I'm going to.
And you just make this noise. And you say it later, and you're like, "Oh, that was really funny."
Dude, that guy hung up the phone. He was like,
that one's making it on the podcast.
And then he just did not. He didn't even like go to work that day.
I bet he buried. Yeah, he buried
like,
Bonds.
He did not.
He Barry Bonds bat flipped it. Like he watched it and then went like.
And that was such a good question that it wasn't that thought out. That was like a toilet question. You're like sitting here, it's like,
I wonder if that is a thing.
Wait a fucking second here, Jack. I would never think to do that. And he's like, and then he told his girlfriend, he's like, look, I'm going to call this guy I've never met before.
She was like, that's a good question.
Yeah, because she was probably in the middle of writing something and just.
That is good.
Oh my God.
Call it in. Send it.
Wait a minute.
You kidding me? I'm going to send it.
Baby.
Send it.
I didn't think you were that creative.
Baby, wrestle me.
Oh my God.
Everything today is going to be wrestle me. Fucking wrestle me.
Girl. Oh, dude, I'm
going to go for a single.
Dude,
when I see Katie on Sunday, I'm going to go for a single leg.
Dude, I think the next time you're with your fiance.
I call her wife-elect. Ooh. She hasn't been sworn in. But she's got the she's got the popular vote. Yeah.
She definitely won.
Yeah, there's zero election.
Dude, that would be
there.
crazy if someone tried to say they rigged the election.
An ex-girlfriend.
They're just like, it's like, no, I don't believe it.
He was in love with me more.
So
he was blacked out. We're not counting those states. Yeah, I'm gonna do a single leg shot.
Dude, if you showed up, if she came in,
she would probably sprawl and brawl me, dude. She's from Boston.
Yeah, dude.
She'd probably get her legs out and then
if
just
she
start
did that,
hammering me.
That's how you fuck it, dude. There's been a couple chicks I've tried to like be a man in the bedroom,
yeah,
and then find out that they had really aggressive uncles.
Oh
and
my
it's
God,
like, fuck no.
One girl, this is when I was still drinking, so it was over 10 years ago. This one woman was like, punch me, and I was like, no, and she went, fucking do it, and you're like, no, and you just saw the aggression where you're like, I actually am really letting you down right now.
Yeah.
It's never. This is almost worse than having a small penis.
I try to be as accommodating as I can in the
You're gonna bash a lady though?
So I would.
Oh man,
listen.
This might be the most questionable snow I've ever seen on a podcast.
Listen now.
So light stepping into this,
Daniel. What I will tell you is that I would never strike a woman with a closed fist.
Yeah,
I would never do that. But I have. I have. So there's one chick I used to mess around with. She was very like, and again, you don't know until you're getting into it. You're like, whoa, you're really aggressive.
Yeah.
But we were messing around. She's like, I want you to hit me in the face.
Okay.
And I was like, hit you in the face. And she's like, I want you to like really hit me. And I thought about it, and like I remember I did that thing where like your hand starts becoming. You're like, what am I doing? What am I doing? And then
you start swinging it around.
I was like limbering up. I was like,
kissing your fist a lot.
I was like, what do you want?
You go,
you fucking want it?
You start listening to it.
But I was like, you want a little lightning? A little bit of thunder?
What do you want? Yeah. You want Cagney or Lacey?
Oh no, I start putting on rings. I'm like, okay.
You have a hitting glove. And you go, this is more so I don't get teeth on my knuckles.
And you take it off with your mouth, like,
and you're putting it on slowly.
And it's got a button.
Dude, like, here we go.
It's got a snap. But I remember I slapped her.
Yeah.
And when I did, her head whipped around so hard that her hair moved. And then she turned back slow. She's like, okay, see what you did? No harder than that. I was like, nailed it. Nailed. Dude,
she gave you a chef's kiss.
That was better. Dude, that was better than winning a wrestling tournament at 5. I was like, I got it.
The way you just struck me sexually. Beautiful.
All right, I think we got one more message and then we're gonna wrap up on this.
Magnifique.
Fantastic.
Hey, my name's Eddie. I make a bunch of wine and stuff like that for Bear the Cat Brewery on Instagram, and I'm trying to get a bunch of followers without coming off really gay and asking all my friends. Any advice? Thanks. And that's Eddie. Bye.
Fast Eddie, dude.
Well, Eddie,
good job. You just got a good plug.
Yeah, good plug, which was really gay. I gotta be Just
I don't know, man. Sometimes I've learned right now that I was too anti-business savvy until I've watched several of my friends become multimillionaires.
Yeah, that's always a
and
cool
I'm
thing.
pretty close to going back to waiting tables. And so it's like a thing where you're like, when I see something savvy like that, I'm like, good job, Eddie. You got it in.
I mean, he definitely did pick his spot very well. Unfortunately, he picked a podcast that applies to the lower 1%.
But it's a back listen now, because now as you keep growing and gaining more and more fans, people will go back and listen to this episode.
Oh man!
And then it's just built in.
Be like, remember when Shannon was talking to Soder about hitting a woman in the face? You know what? I love some Bearcat wine.
Dude, I want to get some Bearcat wine. I want to get a nice Pinot Noir before I strike. If I've got purple teeth, you're about to get smacked.
Okay, damn. This has been the End Podcast with Ryan Shannon and Dan Soder.
Yeah, what happened?
Oh, we got to wrap it up.
Oh, damn, that quick?
Yeah, it was an hour.
Damn, really?
It was an hour. We were having a great time.
Damn.
Dan, thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, bud.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah.
We're going to switch over to the Patreon if we got time. And thank you. Remember to call the phone number, 833-443-5300. We will address whatever question, comment, or concern on the show. Anything to plug?
DanSoder.com. Back on the road in February. Sacramento first. Sacramento Punchline. DanSoder.com.
Fuck yeah. Thank you, Dan.
God bless.